I heard there was this podcast, yo, about something funny like wrestling and so. And you really care about wrestling, don't you? There are drop kicks and leases all over the board, and then something called the Wrestling Hall. It's a super duper fun podcast about wrestling. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. Well, Fro and Bill and maybe a guest or two is here to hold your hand and guide you through a podcast about wrestling. We have a lot of extreme fun, and that without the gun, because I needed something to rhyme fun with. That wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show. Well, sit your behinds gently down and listen to our podcast sound and try to guess this week's pro question. You win a lot of cool things and also help Bill with his bills. That's a super duper fun competition. That wrestling show. 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 That wrestling show.
Everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And this week is going to be a bit of a fun episode. This week
it matters so much that one of us doesn't watch pro wrestling. That's how much it was.
I know.
It matters. That's not entirely true though.
Yeah.
Because I do watch Impact. And
This,
I can't wait to talk to you about Impact.
yeah, because I want to hear about this, because we do have a little bit of a story about it.
Ah,
Oh, man.
it is one of the best things I have ever seen, and also, yeah, we will go into it.
So this week, we are going to discuss the Impact event that Fro was talking about. Plus, we're going to talk about the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, as they announced last week their class for 2019. And we're going to talk XFL briefly, and we're going to get into a lot of other interesting news. But we should start the show on some unfortunate note, because over the last 2 days we have lost two very good wrestlers. Of course,
I didn't know Bush was a wrestler.
who?
Bush.
No, not George Bush. Although I was reading on the Observer before we got on air that he was a fan of wrestling. I did not realize that. And that he had met Ric Flair, actually. He had invited Ric Flair to the White House, and they got a chance to meet and talk. And I did not know that, so...
I hope he goes around the globe, like the office, and goes like, "Woo!"
Well, 1,000 points of light, and whoa. That's probably how he would have sounded. No, but actually, real quick, I'm glad you brought up the George Bush. Our neighbor was actually involved at the funeral yesterday.
Oh.
He was one of the bishops that was walking the aisle at the beginning of the ceremony at the church up here in D.C. So that was really cool to see.
It was such a lovely funeral.
That's
I don't
what
care.
I've heard.
I don't care about the guy, and
Right.
I don't especially like his politics, but
Right,
what a lovely funeral.
Oh, yeah. It looked like it was done really well. It really did.
And the speech of his son was amazing.
That's what everyone is saying. I have not seen that speech yet.
Oh, you should actually watch that.
Well, we do have it on the DVR, so maybe I can watch it this weekend.
Yeah, but some wrestlers died.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Well, the one that everyone knows about is Dynamite Kid, who passed away on his 60th birthday yesterday.
Well, not everyone, because I didn't know about this.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
No.
Well, it was big news. Yeah, actually, I had done a video about him on my YouTube channel. One of the, I would say one of the most influential wrestlers in the history of the business, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Because for his size, not even 6 feet tall, to do the things that he did is amazing.
Oh, he's one of my old favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him and thinking that he had something really extra.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought he was dead already. How old was he?
60.
Oh, that's young.
It is. And this is how great he was. I'm going to read this quote.
I don't know why I thought he was dead already, by the way.
I thought he was much older, to be honest. But Dave Meltzer had a conversation a while back with Julie Hart, who is the ex-wife of Bret Hart. You know, the one you've seen in Wrestling with Shadows, if you've never seen that movie.
Right.
She said, and she told Dave Meltzer this once, really, he was the best wrestler there ever was.
Really?
Yep. And even Bret has said that Dynamite Kid is the greatest wrestler he's ever seen.
He's up there in my top 5 best of the all-time wrestlers. I don't think he's number 1 though.
He would be in the discussion, I think, at least top 10 for me.
Oh, top 5 for me.
Because if you've never seen, and I even talked about this in the video yesterday, they had a match. It's on YouTube in Madison Square Garden. Him in the original Tiger Mask.
Yeah. Oh, such a good. That's amazing match. Yeah.
An amazing match. Go out of your way to see that. And then, his match with Randy Savage at the Wrestling Classic, which I still believe is the only match those two ever had against each other, which is shocking. Just a fantastic match there.
But he wasn't big in the WWE. I think it's it's not a huge name. Maybe I don't think regular wrestling fans would
it
recognize
have to be
his
the
name.
diehard, yeah.
Yeah,
Because if you talk about Dynamite Kid with a regular fan, they'd be like, who?
yeah.
Whereas, with you and me and a bunch of other people, it's like, oh my God, the things that he did. And I still say the match at WrestleMania 2 that he and Davey Boy had is one of my favorite tag matches of all time, with one of the most, if not the most unique ending to a match I've ever seen. Because the way he takes that bump is amazing. But yeah, we truly lost an innovator of the last 30, 40 years of the business. And you know what it is? It's just his body gave out on him. That's because he put so much effort into the business. He will be remembered, and I really think, and I don't like to bring up the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame that much, but I do believe now at some point, if not this coming Hall of Fame class, which we are going to talk about a little later on the Hall of Fame, but I
think it's a little too late in the year.
I think
they have
this year it's too late.
Yeah, I think they have decided this year.
The next class or the one after, I think, is when he and Davey Boy are going to
I think it's a little too late. I think they have called around and decided already who's going to main event. And I am going to be devastated, shocked if it's... I mean, it's WrestleMania 35. If The Undertaker is not in the Hall of Fame this year, I really don't know.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit, so just hold your horses on that one. The other news that was reported today is the passing of Larry the Axe Hennig, who is the father of Kurt Hennig, a.k.a. Mr. Perfect, and is the grandfather of current WWE star Curtis Axel. And Curtis just released a statement on Twitter not even an hour ago. I'm going to read this tweet. 82 years old, that's how old he was when he passed away today. 5 kids, 28 grandkids. No one has had a bigger impact on my wrestling career than my Papa Axe. He's been my biggest supporter since day one. Another father when I lost mine. We lost our king of the jungle today. Never thought I'd see this day, but he's with my dad now, so everything will be okay. Love you, Papa Axe. The Hennigs have always held our heads up high. We will continue to do so. You rest assured the Hennig name will live on forever.
Was he big? Because I have not heard his name before.
He was a big name for the AWA.
Ah, okay.
Back in the 60s and 70s. And he became a tag champion. That's, I think, as the biggest that he went, or as far as he went. And then when Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, came in, he focused his time on Kurt and his career.
Right.
And then
I of course know Mr. Perfect. I mean,
and he just, went farther than I think anybody would have ever expected. But
definitely.
Definitely our thoughts go out to both families of Dynamite Kid and Larry Hennig on this unfortunate news during what really is a tough time, especially during the holiday season. It's hard. It is a hard time,
Mm-hmm.
But our thoughts go out to the friends and family of Dynamite Kid and Kurt Hennig. I want to talk about, real quick, the XFL.
Okay.
Because yesterday they had a press conference announcing the 8 cities that are going to have XFL teams starting in 2020. The team names have not been decided yet, which I'm glad for, because I think that should take some time. So the teams that are going to, or the cities that are going to host teams are Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York City, St. Louis, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Washington, D.C.
Okay.
I am very happy because we will get XFL football here in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now the stadiums that everyone's going to play in, like, there's like 4 of them that either have or currently are being used by NFL teams. The other 4 are like college stadiums or soccer stadiums.
Okay.
So that's where they're going to be playing all their games. I have heard, actually, that season tickets are available right now.
Already?
You can reserve your season tickets, and I have it up here. Okay, so I'm going to read this real quick. This is from XFL.com. Join us when we kick off in February 2020 by making a season ticket deposit today. Your deposit gives you early access to purchase season tickets before the general public. Secure your place in the league's history now. Benefits of the season ticket package include seat selection in advance of general public, access to special events, confirmed same seat location for all home games, and first priority for playoff ticket purchases. Each season ticket deposit reserves 1 seat for each of the 5 home games. Season ticket deposits are non-refundable. And here's the big kick, Fro, and I think this is really good. For every season ticket, the deposit amount is $50.
Oh.
So if I were to get 2 tickets, your deposit would be $100.
That's not bad.
That is not bad at all. So I would, I'll be honest, I'd take into consideration that I would.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't complain about that, so. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up the XFL real quick. Just thought it'd be something to talk about briefly.
Cool.
All right, Fro. Last week, you had hyped up, very well I might add, the Impact Wrestling show that was going to be on Twitch.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say before you get into your review,
Mm-hmm.
when you had texted me, I was at a birthday party.
Yeah.
There was no way I would have been able to watch it.
You should.
Fro tells me at 10:30 my time, which was like 4:30 your time, we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So I want to hear from there how everything went.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was extremely late for me. It was 4:30 at night. I have to not underplay that, but it was so hard for me to get up. So I got up half an hour before this, and I watched the pre-show. I understood during the pre-show that there were going to be commercials. I did not understand how many there would be if I wasn't an Amazon Prime member or if I didn't pay to be a supporter of their Twitch channel.
Mm-hmm.
I did not understand. I will give you an example a little later. So,
Okay.
first and foremost, when they were starting all of this, they had so many technical problems. The microphone for the commentaries did not work in the beginning.
Oh, jeez.
So all you heard was this, and I'm not even joking. Yeah, so we're sitting here, so as well as this, and 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 people were like, the microphones, the microphones, the microphones. And then they overdid it, so it was like this. Yeah, so now coming to the ring. So it's like super loud. I was like, whoa, shit. I can't have my headphones on it. And first and foremost, they were in this hotel. Yes, and they were in this hotel. And I was like, I was sitting there. I was thinking, how many is there room for? Because and how much for the tickets? Because people that came in there, I would say were, I'm going to use a really derogatory term, hillbillies. Like someone that has a 12-pack on their Jeep Rancher when they drove in, and it was not like it wasn't WWE audience, to say it that way.
Right.
So when this started, I every 5 minutes or so, I got this commercial for the new Robin Hood movie.
Yeah, I've heard it's not good.
No, it's not. and how irritating is it when you want to watch wrestling, and every time you hear like, coming to a movie, soon you, Robin Hood, in such a bad state, you will probably not watch it. So I gave up after 1 hour, and I went to bed and didn't watch it. So yeah, I felt kind of cheated because it was like, if it wasn't for that part that I had to pay for it on to see the whole show, I would actually watch the whole show. But it was impossible because it's like, for example, I think one of their first matches, I don't remember, it was one of the women matches, and it's like the commercial was so badly placed, so it was usually like, it didn't matter if they were in pinfall or submission. It wasn't between matches. It was during matches. So when you came back from commercial, you had no clue, and Josh was sitting there, that was such a good move! And you had no possibility watching it because you watched commercial.
Oh, man.
So the whole thing was F up, to say it mildly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I still love Impact, but that was a waste of time.
Oh, I remember many, many years ago, Ring of Honor.
And it felt so TNA.
Ring of Honor did an pay-per-view. This was like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And they had so many technical issues, like the first half of the show. It was bad, but It didn't ruin the action, but no, I understand where you're coming from.
But it was like it felt like they were sitting there talking in a gymnasium
Mm,
in a high school. I would be surprised. I don't think it was sold out. That's one of the things. And if I had to guess how many people there were there, between 50 and 100 people,
ooh,
maybe.
that's not good.
But it was a glorified house show.
Right.
And I mean, I can't really blame them in other ways than saying that what they promised us and what they gave us was two different things. So was I angry at them? Yeah. Did I think they oversold it? Yeah, I do. Do I understand that they want different revenues, like getting people to subscribe to their Twitch channel? Yeah, there is a lot of things on Twitch, and the thing is, like, if I watch it the day after, I could see it without commercials, things and stuff. But watching it there and there, then live, was like it was impossible if I didn't pay for it, and I wouldn't mind paying for it if I knew I had to. But the whole thing was that this was going to be free for everybody. Everybody was going to have the same possibility to watch the action that was going on. That was what was sold to me, and that was not what I was given. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully they'll get it fixed and have a better show next time.
I think they fucked it up, to be honest. It was when I was watching, it was around 2,000 people watching, maybe.
Okay. All right, let's get to New Japan. They have their World Tag League tournament. It's winding down, Fro. As a matter of fact, we're into the last 2 days of the tournament. Tomorrow is the last day of round robin play, and the finals are on Sunday. We have currently a 4-way tie for first. And that 4-way tie is going to end up being a 2-way tie by the end of tomorrow. Let's explain. The 4 teams at the top: the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, Evil and Sonata, the Killer Elite Squad, Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano, are all tied for first with 18 points. Tomorrow, the Gorillas of Destiny will face Ishii and Yano, and Evil and Sonata will face the Killer Elite Squad. The 2 teams that win will advance to the finals on Sunday. And then, the team that wins the finals on Sunday wins the tournament. It's pretty simple.
Oh, yeah.
So, and if the Gorillas of Destiny don't win the tournament, more than likely, the team that does win it will challenge them for the IWGP Tag Team titles at Wrestle Kingdom 13, which is, can you believe it, Fro? Only 4 weeks away.
I know. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, what a show that's going to be. And we'll talk about that card in a couple of weeks.
And I can't wait to not stay awake in the middle of the night to watch wrestling.
Oh, it's my one time of the year, so...
Yeah. Yeah, no, we had so much fun last year. I can't wait.
Last year was a blast.
Yeah.
Alright. I want to get into an old segment that I used to do when I did the Scorecard podcast, the sports show. And we would play a particular song because some attractive woman either ended up getting engaged or they ended up getting married. Well, Fro, for this 1 week, I'm bringing this segment back because some hearts are going to be broken.
Oh, no.
So, let's play the song. All right. Here we go. It was reported this week that Zelina Vega, the manager of Andrade Cien Almas, is no longer on the market. She is now married to Aleister Black. I know, man. I know. But is it harder to take that story or this other one? Last night, at an independent show in California, Brian Cage proposed to his longtime girlfriend and the mother of his child, Lucha Underground ring announcer Melissa Santos.
I don't care.
And she said yes, that she would marry him. So, Melissa said...
Yeah, I hope so when they have a kid together.
So, Melissa Santos will be having a lot more of Brian Cage's yummy penis for the rest of her life. And that is not making fun of her. That is the honest truth. Remember that story from earlier this year.
Yes, I remember.
Oh my god. Still one of my favorite stories I think I've ever covered.
So yummy.
Oh my god. Okay. So earlier, we talked about Dynamite Kid and possibly going into the WWE Hall of Fame in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the event has made news this week for reasons that you would not think it, would at this time of the year. Because right now, we're not at the point where they're going to announce the first person. That's probably not going to be for another month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, maybe 2.
WWE, in an unprecedented move, I might add, have switched days for NXT TakeOver and the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony.
Do you know what? I think that's actually smart.
It is. So NXT TakeOver will now take place on Friday before WrestleMania, April the 5th.
Yeah.
And the Hall of Fame ceremony will take place April the 6th, the night before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But also going head-to-head with the Ring of Honor New Japan show at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. No, I think that's the most intelligent thing they have done in a long, long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't put NXT and New Japan against each other.
No, not on the same night.
No.
Now, to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I made a thing with. I said if the Undertaker is not in the Hall of Fame this year, I'm going to give up, saying that he needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, you might want to start giving up.
Aww.
Because of this move that they made, the current rumor, and like I said, this is only a rumor, folks. Of course, when somebody says, it's a rumor, they're going to blow it up and, it's going to go all over the internet. The current headline name to go into the Hall of Fame for this upcoming year is The Rock.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I know it's not The Undertaker.
Is it a little strange that I thought he already was in?
No, not at all.
I was so sure the Rock isn't in, really.
Now, because originally, I remember months ago reading that it was going to be Batista.
Batista is in, though.
No, he's not.
No? Isn't he in either?
He is
Really?
not in.
Wasn't he in the year that he had the main event at WrestleMania?
No.
Really? Okay.
So, because of something along the way where it's like, maybe it's not Batista's time, and now they made the switch, The Rock is rumored at the moment to be the headliner for the Hall of Fame ceremony in 2019.
Well, I can promise you this: we will never have The Rock and The Undertaker the same year, so I don't mind that, to be honest. I just I want to put him in so he stops wrestling. That's more or less my honest answer. And if he doesn't go, I think he will wrestle the year he goes in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. The Heartbreak Kid did.
Right.
Or Flair for that sake. Wasn't Flair in that year?
Yeah.
When he lost?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, another Undertaker match at WrestleMania this year. Okay.
Yep, so we'll have to wait and see if The Rock ends up being the one that is the headliner. So
yeah, I mean, if he goes in, there's no way they're putting The Rock and The Undertaker the same year. I would actually. I'm going to be really controversial and say that if Bautista goes in the same year as The Rock, I wouldn't mind that because I don't think he's a headliner. And I know that's controversial, but I'm not a big Bautista fan. So,
want to get into Ring of Honor real quick because
is that controversial?
What, to have Batista as like the second headliner?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly,
is he big enough to carry the main event?
That's a good question.
I'm asking you.
Oh man.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you are here. I will say this.
Yeah.
If he had not left in 2010 to pursue an acting career, I would say yes, he would be big enough to be able to carry as a headliner. I don't think he could. I really don't. Unless you do what you did with Edge that one year.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had the Four Horsemen go in. You could have maybe the NWO go in or DX. That would be the only way. Other than that, no.
Yeah, no. I think it's an interesting discussion because I don't like. Batista is such an amazing actor. Batista's acting skills are maybe on par of the best. I would say I would rather see a Batista movie than The Rock right now, especially after the mismal bad movies he has made lately. But he's more a headliner and definitely more entertaining than Batista.
Oh God, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I think the argument from my side of view is like, I don't think he's big enough to carry a whole year. Batista as a headliner for WrestleMania, is that a draw for getting people to get into the Hall of Fame and buy a ticket? I don't think so. Like, think of the last time he came back, he was booed out of the building
Yep.
and never came back again.
Yep.
And I think that's an argument against getting him to the headline position. I don't know if you agree, but
right. Well, if you remember, last year we dedicated 2 whole episodes to a list from notinhallofame.com of their top 100 of who should be in the Hall of Fame but is not. And The Rock was at number 3, and he's still at number 3.
right.
So if Rock goes in, you take him off. Batista is at number 9 on this list at the moment.
Okay. It's number 1?
Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
And Vince is going to be there until he goes in, and he's not going to go in until he's dead. So
Vince is going to go after he dies. There's absolutely no chance getting him in still when he's still alive.
Yeah.
There's no chance in hell.
Exactly.
Sorry to make that joke, but there is no chance in hell.
Right.
To be honest, I think there's a bigger chance of his son going in than him.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay.
But in all honesty, who do you think is going in this year before they announce anyone? We have The Rock. Who do you have as women and celebrities? Maybe mine and tag team.
For the women, wow, that's ooh. See, there's the problem. There's not that many left.
I actually say Paige.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go.
That's controversial. I know.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go very controversial on this one. I think it's gonna be China.
I hope you're right.
I really do. I think it's gonna be China.
I really, really hope you're right.
Because, and we're gonna do this right now, because remember Triple H's famous quote from that interview. Well, we would put China in, but if you Google her, on the first page you would see what she done. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to do this right now. See if her adult movie is on the first page of Google. Alright. China Wikipedia, China on Twitter, IMDb, Facebook, Urban Dictionary. Nope. Her adult movie is not on the first page of Wikipedia.
Okay.
So I'd say China for the women.
I would say AJ Lee, no joke.
Right.
That's not going to happen, but
it's a dream. It's a dream. It's a good dream.
I think she fucking deserves it. Other than that, they are not really having any good contenders. I would love to see China. I think that will happen when we get Vince into the Hall of Fame, because I think Vince needs to be dead before that happens, sadly.
Tag team is tough.
What is the Rock and Roll Express in?
Yeah, Rock and Roll Express is in.
That was my first one.
My dream is Demolition. That's my dream.
Oh, Demolition, good one.
But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it is going to be, and you know what? I'm going to say it because I'm looking at it right now on my computer. I'm going to say Midnight Express.
Oh,
They
good
have to
one.
go in. They have to go
Good
in.
one.
How about you?
No, I totally agree with you. I was thinking Midnight Express.
All right.
Um,
Now let's do the fun one. Celebrity.
Celebrity. Yeah,
I
that's
got the
always better.
perfect one in my mind.
Okay. My one is probably cheese.
Is cheese? Okay, congratulations, cheese. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh, oh my god, that is actually hard. Is Snoop Dogg in? Yeah, he
Yes,
is.
Snoop Dogg is in.
Okay, I will think about it while you go.
All right, I got mine. It's a
Okay.
no-brainer. You are in New York City. There's only one person that should go in. Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Why is she not in? She needs to be in.
Mm. Oh, that's a good one. I can't I can't argue about that.
And if we can't have Cindy, my second choice would be Regis
Stacy
Philbin.
Keebler. Oh,
No, Stacy
Regis.
Keebler. Stacy Keebler will be my wife. Still working on that
Yeah,
one, folks. Still working on that one.
yeah. I think I agree.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah. I was thinking like who who do we have of celebrities that was involved with WrestleMania? It's not that many. I
No.
mean, uh, I would think it would be funny if Pamela Anderson went in. That is not never going to happen.
No.
Was that WrestleMania 11
11.
or 10?
It was 11.
11, yeah. That would
Oh.
be.
Oh. What about Burt Reynolds? He was at
Oh,
WrestleMania 10.
yeah, good one.
Because he passed away this year. That's plenty of time.
Yeah, that is plenty.
Mm.
Is Floyd in?
Who?
Floyd Mayweather?
No.
I'm going to say for Floyd Mayweather then,
Ooh.
actually.
Ooh.
Do you understand why?
Now I understand why.
Yeah,
I understand why.
yeah.
Hmm. All right.
Shaq is in, right?
No, he's not.
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal then.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. And
Interesting. Yeah.
those of you who are new listening to this for the first time, we do an entire show the week
Yes.
before WrestleMania where we talk about the entire class.
I just like to come out and ask weird questions like that. Ray Charles. He's dead.
Yeah, he's not gonna get in. Oh, what about Aretha Franklin? She was in 2 WrestleManias.
Perfect. And she died this year as well.
Yeah. To me, it would just make the most sense to put Cindy in. It would make the most sense. Because they messed it up the last time they were in New York. Let's be fair. When they put Donald Trump in. Even though Donald deserved it, they messed it up the last time.
Is Liberace in?
No, he's not.
He should actually be in.
But he wishes his brother George was there.
Okay, anyway.
All right. Let's get to...
As long as Pitbull doesn't go in, I don't care.
Right. All right. Ring of Honor news, and they've been preparing for a while to lose some talent because contracts are running out. And they have signed 3 names this week. One makes a lot of sense because, well, he has one of their titles right now. The other 2 are very interesting. This week, Ring of Honor signed Jeff Cobb, who is their current television champion, to a Ring of Honor contract. They have also signed Brody King, who has been making a name for himself in Southern California the last year and a half. And then probably the most shocking signing, in a good way, PCO, 50-year-old Pierre Carl Ouellet, PCO, is going to Ring of Honor. I'm very interested to see how this turns out. Cobb's going to be great. I love Jeff Cobb. I think Brody King has potential. PCO is the wild card in all of this. I want to see what he can do for Ring of Honor. And he's 50 years old. Look, I don't do the age thing, but 50 years old and you're going to Ring of Honor, which is pretty much a young man's company. That's a big deal right there, in my opinion. So, be interested to see how things turn out. And actually, Silas Young, who was rumored to go to NXT, has ended up signing a 3-year contract with Ring of Honor. So he is staying in Ring of Honor, which means maybe Silas Young for the world title?
Yeah, I think so.
Never know.
Any news about Cody Rhodes' new network?
I have not heard anything yet, although I do know that he was sitting at the owner's box this week at the Jacksonville Jaguars football game. So he and Brandy were there talking to one of the co-owners that is helping them with their promotion. So we'll have to wait and see how things go.
Is Becky Lynch clear, by the way?
Oh, you know what? I saw something about that earlier. Let me find it.
I found something that I actually watched this week. Was Kenny Omega talking to the critics about ruining New Japan Wrestling. Did you read this?
No, I didn't.
Kenny Omega responds to critics saying the Elite ruined New Japan Wrestling.
Go ahead.
He says that Omega said on Twitter that didn't I outrow Tana versus Okada by 2 times and set the attendance record across the board spanning multiple of years? Can we talk about that? Nah, didn't think so.
Yeah.
It's true though.
It is true.
Yeah. So he's going to face Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main event.
That's going to be an amazing match.
Oh, how I wish he never goes to the WWE.
He might not. You never know.
I think he earns enough money where he is.
I think I read that Becky at the moment has not been medically cleared.
Oh, that's too bad.
But give it another week, she could be she could come back. You never know.
Yeah, because I thought for some strange reason that TLC was this weekend, but it's not.
Right. Oh, want to bring up real quick our voting for that wrestling award. It's going on right now. You guys are nominating in different categories. Right now, we have Wrestler of the Year, Woman of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Match of the Year, and Wrestling Promotion of the Year. So, you guys want to place your nominations in? Just go to our Facebook group, That Wrestling Show Fan Group, and you guys are right there. That's all you have to do.
I'm going to nominate Impact.
All right, yeah. And, of course, I'll put up the categories the next couple days so you guys have time to vote. I forgot to do this last week, Fro. And I want to do it now before we get into the last piece of business. I found a new wrestling app that I think everyone should get because, you know, we live in this day and age where we're rating matches and, you know, we give grades on the matches when we do the pay-per-views and stuff. Well, you can be your very own Dave Meltzer with this new app called Grapple. Grappl. And what this does is not only do you rate wrestling matches, but you get to connect with other people from all over the world. And you get to rate matches from different companies besides WWE, including Evolve Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground, New Japan, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Progress, and Ring of Honor, just to name a few of the promotions that you guys can rate. And that's the cool thing. You can go to any match, any promotion that I previously mentioned, and let's say, Fro, you wanted to go and rate matches from, let's say, Fully Loaded.
Oh, yes.
And you want to do the 2000 Fully Loaded.
Oh, yes.
So you click on the particular match that you want to give a rating to, and you give it the rating that you feel it deserves. It's your rating. And that rating adds up to the total or the current rating that the match currently has. So right now, the highest graded match for a rated match from that show would be Triple H and Chris Jericho. Its average is 4.42 stars. So all you do, folks, and we follow them actually on the Twitter. It's on your Android device and it's on your iOS, your Apple iPhone. Just type Grapple, Grappl. Download it. It's absolutely free. Make a profile, and you could start rating all the matches that you want that they currently have.
Cool.
So
we should mention that the longest Impact tag team reign in history is LAX, right?
Yes, they are the current longest reigning tag champions in the company's history.
I like that. 220 days.
Do you think they make it to a year?
They are going against Lucha Bros, though, in Homecoming. I have a strange feeling they are losing it because the thing is that Impact is going to Mexico on January 11th and 12th.
Okay.
And the Homecoming thing is in January 6th.
Right.
Yeah. So I think they would lose it before they go on the Mexico tour to the Lucha Bros, so they have them as champion when they go to Mexico.
All right, we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know, but I think so.
Right. All right. So,
what about you? Do you think they will lose it?
Give me till the Friday before that pay-per-view, and I'll give you an answer.
Okay.
All right. So, last week at the end of the show, I said to you guys that we would talk about the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame because last week
I'm really looking forward to that.
They announced their class for 2019, and this is going to be a ceremony that's going to take place in the month of May. So, the class that we're going to discuss is the brand new class, and this is for the 2019 Hall of Fame ceremony. And they are broken down into different categories. And Fro, I know you're going to say who to many of them, which is okay. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, here is, if you have not heard it yet, the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2019. So we start in the Pioneer era. So it would be any time before the end of, or after World War II, basically. They are Charlie Fox, and I'll be honest, I've never heard of him either, just to be respectful.
Who? Yeah.
And Baron Michael Leone.
Nope.
All right. For the television era, Abdullah the Butcher, and Lord James Blears.
Okay, one of them I have heard of.
All right. For the modern era, it's probably Abdullah the Butcher calling you to say thanks for knowing me. For the modern era, it is Rugged Ronnie Garvin and Owen Hart.
Heard of both of them.
Now, this is where I have my next one. This is where I have a little bit of my issue with this class, and I'll get into that in a little bit. The tag team. It is the Midnight Express. Loverboy Dennis Condrey, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, and Ravishing Randy Rose.
What?
I'll get into that in a moment.
That doesn't sound correct.
For the international category, it is Gory Guerrero, the father of Eddie Guerrero and Chavo and Mondo and Hector and all the Guerreros. For lady wrestlers, we have 2 inductees this coming year. Beverly the Hammer Shade.
Nope.
And Anne Laverne.
Oh, I heard of her.
All right. In an interesting category just called Colleague. Yes, a colleague category. Never heard of that.
Okay.
The person going in is Bob Roop.
Who?
He's been around. He's been around a lot of places. He's actually on Facebook if you want to follow him. Oh, that's right. You don't have Facebook.
Oh.
For referees, the
Billy's making fun of me.
Yeah, I am. For referees, the inductee is Johnny Red Shoes Dugan.
That's a good name.
And for executive, it is Wally Carpo.
Okay.
And that is the class of 2019 for the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. All right. I want to get back to my issue with the Midnight Express. First off, I want to say it is nothing against Randy Rose. Nothing against the guy. Because the original Midnight Express was Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. That's the original Midnight Express. However, the more well-known Midnight Express includes Sweet Stan Lane.
Yeah.
Unless they are putting Stan Lane in with Steve Keirn as the Fabulous Ones, This does not make any sense.
That's weird.
And like I said, nothing against Randy Rose. I have nothing against Randy Rose. But you're doing the Hall of Fame. It should be Stan Lane in there. That's just my thought. Other than that, they've got a really good class this year. Baron Michael Leone fought Lou Thesz for the World Heavyweight title in the Los Angeles territory many, many years ago. Charlie Fox, like I said, I've never heard of him, so he's new to me. Lord James Blears was a big name in the Hawaii territory, so if you're into the Hawaii history of wrestling, he's a very, very big name. Beverly Shade, all I have here, she won the All-Star Wrestling Women's Championship on 2 occasions. Ann Laverne held the Florida Women's Championship. Bob Roop held many, many regional titles, and he also won the 1967 NCAA Championship in collegiate wrestling, probably as a heavyweight. And Wally Carpo was a big part of the early years of the AWA with Vern Gagne. So, all I have to say, it's a good class. I put my one complaint in, but like I said, it's out of respect.
No.
So
I found that extremely strange why they wouldn't have him in.
right. And the ceremony is going to take place, like I said, in May of 2019. So if you want to be there in Texas for that ceremony, go right ahead, get everything set up. Wichita Falls, Texas is where you want to go for their Hall of Fame ceremony.
Cool.
All right. I think on that note, we are going to start wrapping it up for this week.
Wrapping it up.
Yes. Follow the show on Twitter at Wrestling Show 11. You can join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show Fan Group. Type that in the search bar on Facebook, and you are right there. And if you can't find it for any reason, don't worry. We're going to have a link in the description box, and you just go right there. And visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Fro, what do you have up this week on Another Digital Citizen?
We talked about one of the best conspiracies I have ever talked about on the podcast.
Okay.
Have you heard about this? It's called star whacking.
Can't say I've heard that.
Well, it's a conspiracy that Randy Quaid made. Randy Quaid made a conspiracy. Believe it or not. Remember Randy Quaid?
Yeah, I remember Randy Quaid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dennis would like to stay far away from him.
Yes, that's for sure. If people don't know who he is, where have you been? He was in Midnight Express, of Mice of Men, Streetcar Named Desire. He was in. He was in Candy Shack.
And a bunch of National Lampoon Vacation movies.
Yep. One of my favorite ones, the Christmas one.
Oh,
he
how
was
could you
in.
go wrong with the Christmas one?
Oh, such a good. Independence Day. He saved the world against the aliens in Independence Day. Don't you remember that? He drove into the alien ship in Independence Day.
Oh,
Spoiler
yeah, he
alert.
did.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, no. So Reddit grades. Yeah, it's interesting. Yep.
We've run out of topics, so we're going to talk about Randy Quaid. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but this star whacking. It's one of my favorite conspiracy theories we have ever talked about on the show, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Because we had to talk about many conspiracy theories. Yeah, we talked a little about PewDiePie. Remember to subscribe to PewDiePie, Bill.
All right.
We have to save him.
Cutie Pie?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie, yeah.
Okay. This week, Fro and I, we discussed the latest South Park episode, Unfulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And one of us was unfulfilled.
Yes, you guys will be surprised as to who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so next week on this show, we are going to preview not one, but two pay-per-views. Because we are going to preview Ring of Honor's Final Battle and WWE's TLC pay-per-view.
One of those pay-per-views I'm going to watch, actually.
And I'll give you a clue. It's not WWE.
That's correct.
I should also mention that in 2 weeks, it is going to be our season finale of that wrestling show. So we're going to do a year in review, talk about everything that happened in 2018, the good and the not so good in professional wrestling.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep. And then, after we take our break, we come back January the 4th, the day of the Tokyo Dome show, and we are going to review that show. That's how we started off. And then January 11th is the 4th annual That Wrestling Award Show, where we will announce all the winners in all the categories. So you guys are going to find out who won all those awards. All right.
Tuxedo. Yes, you have. If you have tuxedo, get it ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a big banquet. We're actually bringing everybody from the Golden Globes over.
Yep.
And
flying me over.
We're gonna hold them. We're gonna hold them hostage for 5 days after the Golden Globes. Although we're gonna be nice, we're gonna give them some food and give them comfortable places to sleep, and then they'll be here to help us with our award show.
Talking about the Golden Globes, they came out. The nominations came out today.
Yeah.
Actually, did you see this?
I did see them. I'm a little.
Anything that shocked you?
I'm very disappointed that Sam Elliott did not get nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
I have heard. What was he in?
A Star Is Born.
Oh yeah.
He was fantastic in that movie.
Any of the TV thing that you care about?
Not really.
No?
I did hear This Is Us got snobbed big time.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows. This Is Us is such good. But Golden Globes, yeah. I mean, Best Motion Picture, Black Panther, the Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, A Star Is Born, and what was the last one? If Beale Street Could Talk. I have not seen that one.
Yeah, and that's for the drama category.
Yes, and I think A Star Is Born is going to win.
And then for musical or comedy, it's Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns and Vice.
I have actually just seen one of those movies. I just have seen Crazy Rich Asians. Well, Vice, I have heard many good things on. Mary Poppins, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I have to see. I have to see Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Green Book. I also have heard of. The Favorite, I've never heard of.
Well, be interesting to see how all that goes.
Yeah.
All right.
No wrestlers nominated this week.
No, but Alison Brie was nominated for Best Actress for her role in the TV show Glow. So congratulations go out to her.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And until next time, you have been listening to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
Bah!
wrestle on. Wrestle on.